man, what a great chapter, I tell you. Way to pick up Brother Usopp over there, you know what I mean? Oh, not enough good words can be said about this one.
One Piece, chapter 330, it's decided.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, and I'm here to bring you another review, reaction, whatever you would like to call it, on the awesome and thrilling and action-packed, head-busting tale of One Piece. Our last chapter, of course, saw us with Usopp, although he manned up and really felt as if he was the weak link, and I really kind of think that's the thing with him, is that he really feels like he's kind of going through what Chopper was going through in Skypiea, as far as not having a whole lot of self-worth and feeling like he's the weak link amongst the group, not looking at the positives that he brings, but more the things that he can't do as opposed to what he can do. But anyway, he got the shit kicked out of him and got handed to him, and the chapter ended off with just rolling 4 deep, man. Chopper all just hulked up, man, in his human form, just fucking ready to go. Sanji just, you know, puffing on his cigarette over there, and Zoro just looking badass like he always does, man. And then Luffy just coming in with the straw hat, and they're all just, oh boy, so good. So anyway, that's where things left off, and you know that things were gonna break down and there was gonna be a rumble over here. But real quick, I want to address the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is that there's a lot of people that maybe either don't understand or don't remember that this is my journey through One Piece, and although I'm sharing it with everybody else, things that you put in the comments aren't going to necessarily change my opinion or my approach on things. When I record one of these, it is immediately after I have read the chapter that we're in, okay? I mean, literally, within 5 minutes at the very most. Nothing is scripted, it is all off the cuff, and it is all my raw emotion and thought and my initial reaction to that particular story and that particular chapter of this story up until this point. So with everybody getting on me about not liking the Franky family, why should I? The Straw Hats are the main focus and are the characters that, as far as I'm concerned, are the characters that I focus on, that I enjoy, that I follow, that I feel connected with, right? So therefore, a group of people that are out to go and harm them and have went and stolen 2/3 of the money that they finally were able to get from the gold from Skypiea from that adventure, and money they were going to use to repair their ship, which we found out can't happen, or to buy a new one, has been stolen, and one of their crew members has got his shit kicked in by these guys that went and robbed him and jumped him and beat him. I'm not going to like those characters. So, and what people don't seem to remember is that maybe the Franky family turns out to be really cool in 20 or 30 chapters. Well, guess what? I don't know that. And all those people do in the comments is let me know that, oh, but your opinion should change them in the future. It may not, you know? And some of the comments, too, have downright pissed me off. Oh, remember what you did in Skypiea with the Shandians, this and that, and see where that got you? Yeah, it got me through Skypiea. It's my opinion of things. I don't ask you to take my opinion and make it yours. I ask you to have your own opinion. But don't take your own opinion and try to shove it down my throat, because I'm not trying to shove my opinion down your throat. And I know there's a lot of metaphors here that could be turned into the different sexual things and whatnot, so let's not get into that. But the bottom line is that because this is my initial reaction, if I sat down and I read this entire arc and then went through and did reviews and scripted them out, it'd be a whole different story, I'm sure. But a lot of these characters, when I initially get introduced to them, it's because that's the initial thought and reaction. At this point in the story, why should I think anything about these people other than that they're scumfucks? Seriously. You know? And at the end of the last chapter, four of our main crew members that can bust some heads are going to destroy these. They're going to their house to avenge Usopp and the money that he lost. Not only the money that was stolen from him, but for him getting it, you know, his ass kicked. So anyway, I needed to get that out of the way and clear the air with that. There's some people that may be new to the channel. There's some people that may think it's unbelievable that this and that. I don't understand why you don't adopt my way of thinking. listen, dude, have your opinion, and that's great. I'll have my opinion. Sometimes we'll be able to meet in the middle, and I think sometimes my opinion changes as things move on. But ultimately, it's a scenario where it is what it is. I'm being honest with you, and I'm giving you my true... And sometimes I will. I'll get emotional. Sometimes I'll be pissed. Sometimes I'll be angry. Sometimes I'll be upset. You know, it is. And that's good. That is the mark of a truly great story and a great writer and a great storyteller. Because if you can get that emotionally involved that you can forget that it's fiction, all the better. So anyway, this chapter though, front to back, I mean, and it's a good thing I did this in this particular review anyway, because this is just, it's 20 something pages of just slugfest, all out, balls to the wall action, right? It's great. You see them walking up, you see Chopper, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro walking up, like I said, rolling, you know, and I say 4 deep, but 4 across, coming up to the play, and they get the Franky family, and they're partying, drinking, playing cards, betting, whatever, and they're like, and one dude's like, I gotta go out and get some more snacks. Yeah, buy the whole store, you know, with the stolen money that they got, right, of the people that I'm supposed to like. And as the one dude goes and comes into the door, right, goes to open up the door, he's like, huh, what? And boom, just gets busted inward and just flung across into the Franky family house or whatever this place is. And I don't know how many people are in this family, but there's a ton of them, right? So they start figuring out what's going on, start recognizing, they're like, oh wait, hold on, this is Straw Hat Luffy, that's his crew, you know? So then you get this big dude that's like, oh yeah, you know, the real big guy, and he's like, oh yeah, he's 12 feet, 15, 20 feet tall, whatever, and he's just like, oh yeah, you try knocking me down, you know, you're messing with the wrong people, you know, if you're anything like that Usopp, you must be nothing, a drop in the bucket, you know, you must be real weak, right? So Luffy goes and he just gears up and he's just gum, and then it's cool because it goes a couple of pages in. And at first, when I looked at it, the way the action was depicted, I almost thought that this dude went went to hit Luffy and he bounced something back and over. No, Luffy went and gum, and then this dude's talking, and everybody's like, you can't, battleships can't even get through and dent this armor and blah, blah, blah that this one dude's got, right? You know, he's the big, bad, swinging dick here. And then all of a sudden, man, you just get Canon, and he just, boom, you know? And I love it because they're like, oh my god. And now they're starting to shit bricks a little bit, right? The Franky family, they're all standing around, they're like, whoa, hold on. He just went straight through the armor, right? And he busted him with this move. It was great. So then they're like, hold on a second, we can be reasonable, right? Just trying to delay the inevitable. And then they go and they're firing cannons in. I don't know who the hell has cannons in the middle of their frickin', you know, in the middle of their house, but whatever. So they fire cannons, and then my boy Zoro's up, right? 3 sword style, man. And he's just like, and he's like, Centauro, and he jumps and does this move, man, as these things come at him and just slices these fuckers in half, right? And they all explode behind him. They're like, dude, those were iron. And then he goes, and goes right through their big ass cannon, one of them, you know, and they're like, oh my god, that was iron too. Then they're like, run out the back door like the chicken shit little bitches we are. They go to run out the back door, and Sanji's like, we ain't having none of that. Sanji goes and busts around, he got a cigarette in his mouth, busts around, does a handstand, comes and does this tabletop something, man, busting dudes in the face, laying guys out left and right. Then they're like, we can't get out the back like little bitches, we gotta go out the windows, right? It's like a bunch of teenagers all holed up in a hotel room, you know? You ever been to that hotel party, there's like 37 people in like a fucking $40 hotel room at Motel 6 or whatever, and like you wonder why somebody called the cops, everybody's in there drinking, smoking weed, the whole place is, you know? And all of a sudden there's people jumping out the windows, it's the 3rd floor, they're climbing down the balcony, you know, tying sheets together. It's that type of situation. These guys are scared, right? And then we go and we get Chopper, he goes and mans up and he's boom, and he's hitting guys, you know. They're just demolishing. So then these guys, they're like, they realize they're fucked, you know. So then they're like, oh, and they're trying to plead with them. They're like, you know, listen, you're here for the money, right? You're for the money. Our boss Franky, he has the money. We don't know where he goes. He must already taken the C train by now. We don't know where he goes to spend, you know, spend money for black market goods or whatever bullshit it is that he went to buy, right? But you know, but you're never gonna get the money back no matter how much you beat us up, right? And then this was the kicker for me. This is where I had to save it, you know. And it was just great how he said, because they're you know, they're talking with him and everything. And then we go and we get this one. We get it's great. They show everybody, and it's just like, don't talk. It's not about the money anymore. And then we get Zoro. He's like, yeah, it's too late. Sanji was the one who said, don't talk. It's not about the money anymore. And then Luffy just goes, just cracks up his knuckles, and then we get ready to have every bone in your bodies broken. And I was just fucking like, oh my god, I cannot wait till I get to this part in the anime. I'm having trouble not going and running upstairs and telling my wife and kids about it, because we're at the end of Skypiea and starting into some of that filler stuff, and then the Foxy and everything, Foxy arc before we get to it. But oh man, so they go and they level everybody in the place. They just completely level the frickin' place. Couple pages later, just drop everybody. And that's what I liked. It wasn't about the money at that point. Listen, we'll get more money. We're pirates, whatever. We're good at finding treasure and shit like that. It was about what you did to our friend. And that's what I like about the Straw Hats, is that they watch out for each other. And it was never a, oh, Usopp pointing the finger at him, you're so weak, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. He's doing a lot of that to himself, you know what I mean, self-reflecting. But everybody else is like, nah, not even a question, dude. You mess with Usopp, we're gonna go freaking level this place. So they do. They level the house, and amidst the ruins and the aftermath, everything. It's funny because Chopper's like, I guess they really don't know where the money is, you know. So they're asking, you know, what should we do? You know, should we wait for this guy Franky? But he may, who knows when he'll come back? Robin is still missing. We've got the problem with the ship, obviously. Nami's still waiting on the ship. Usopp's messed up, you know. But then at the end of it, Luffy goes in, and it's kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's cool, but I guess it's good that he finally came to terms with this, what was told to him by the shipbuilders and everything like that, the shipwrights of Water 7. And he goes, he just says, you know, it's all right, we'll say farewell to the merry go. He said that he's, you know, it's decided. He made, you know, he made his decision. And he says, and I just thought it was a really good look on his face. You know, sometimes he looks kind of like a bumbling goof with things, but I thought this was nice. He just kind of had this serious, like, I've made up my mind, you know, I've weighed the facts, and whether he did that or not, a couple of chapters ago, he was completely resistant to the idea of a new ship, a different ship, anything like that. But now he's learning, as I am having to as well, to let go, you know. So all in all, though, man, just a great adrenaline-pumping chapter. It's, you know, it's awesome, man. I seriously, like, after I'm done, I want to go do like 50 push-ups, you know, and just randomly go and, you know, punch somebody on the street that looks like a dick. Not just some random person, you know, mind you. So look for somebody that's causing some trouble, maybe. But so no, I don't actually do stuff like that. But it gets you hyped up, though, man. Seriously, you know what I mean? When you read something like this, when you watch a movie like a Braveheart or a Gladiator or something, that makes you want to go and get together with some guys and take over like a third world country, you know. But all in all, very, very cool chapter. And my chapter question for you is, because we have a lot of new faces here and everything like that, and a lot of new folks, is I would just like to know, you know, where you're from. It's simple as that. Just where you're from. If you want to put, I think I asked this question a couple hundred chapters ago, but again, we got a lot of new faces here, and not a lot of new brothers and sisters of the nation. So certainly, if you want to comment on some of the action and some of the things that happened in this one, it was, I'm sure everybody will agree, it was a pretty cool balls to the wall action fest. Definitely a lot of fun, and I'm looking, you know, forward to obviously diving into the next one here. But let me know where you're from. You know, again, I mean, if you want to go, you know, city and country. You just want to go city and state, whatever, you know, if it's out of the U.S. And if you don't want to, don't answer. But anyway, feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. So we will look forward to catching all of you in the next one, nation. You see that face? That's a face of a man or a reindeer or whatever you want to call him who says, look, man, I need you to subscribe to my other channel, and I need you to go and check me out on Twitter and the Facebook and the Instagram as well.